and welcome to this week's show. This week, all about the Three Little Pigs, actually, because it's a fascinating tale all about the correct building materials to use when you're building a new home. And for those of you who live in areas with lots of wolves, you can be sure not to build a house out of straw, because it says in the book that wolves have a tendency to blow straw houses down. So, there you go. And it's fascinating origins as well. You know, originally it was a play before it became a book. It was a play, and the Three Little Pigs got together and they thought, right, let's write a play. And we need something else. Just the three of us are not so interesting. We need some other animal. And one said, right, how about a porcupine? And they said, well, how are we going to use a porcupine in the play? And one of the pigs said, well, what we could do is the porcupine could go up to the brick house, for example, and he could show that porcupines have no ability whatsoever to blow in a brick house. Well, there you go, that's an idea. And but the thing is, not many people live in areas with massive amounts of porcupines anyway, do they? And so we'll forget that. People at that time, they lived in areas with lots of wolves, you see, so that's why they came across the idea of a wolf. They said, right, well, get a wolf. So the radio agency said, oh, send around a wolf. So they sent around a wolf. It needs to be fairly good at acting, and yeah, send around a wolf. So send around a wolf, and the wolf turned up, and he goes, like this, you see. And they said, well, what are you doing? And he goes, and they said, well, why are you doing that? And he said, well, I was told that you wanted a wolf with fairly good lung capacity. And they said, yes. It's got nothing to do with opening your mouth up, is it? And he said, well, I thought that it had something to do with the, you know, how wide you could stretch your mouth. And they said, get rid of him, he's an idiot. And they sent around another wolf, and the next wolf, they said, right, fantastic. The last one was a complete idiot. It said, yes, good on you for turning up, here's the script. And he ate the script. I said, wow. I think one of the pigs said, well, look, I think the best idea, because we're not having much luck with wolves, are we? Is that you get your brother, Randolph, and he can dress up as a wolf. And I know he can dress up as a wolf because I've seen him dress up as a wolf before. At that fancy dress party we had a couple of weeks back, remember? And I was dressed up as a donkey, and you remember all that, you know. And so he said, yes, good idea. I'll give him a ring now. So he gave him a ring, and his brother came around, and he said, right, just bring that wolf costume. And so he did, and he came around. I said, right, now the script goes roughly like this. First of all, the straw house. You go up there, and you've got to blow it in, you know. I said, blow it in, are you joking? They said, we're not joking, it's part of the script, you know, you've got to blow in a straw house. Don't worry, it's not put together very well, you know. So he went up to the straw house and he goes, like this, you see. And a piece of paper that was sitting, well, it was part of the script actually, just blew onto the ground, you see. And the straw house stayed intact. I said, well, this isn't going to work, is it? He's not going to be able to blow in the house. At all. I said, what are we going to do, you know? So they got this, like, whole apparatus with a vacuum cleaner turned on reverse and all that, you know. And they got him there and they sort of put it in behind him, you know. And he was going like this, and it sort of came out through his costume and like that. And it sort of blew the straw a little bit, you know. And the pig thought, well, this is kind of working, but it's not really blowing away, is it, you know? So it just didn't work, did it? He had a fairly good go at blowing in the straw house, and in actual fact, nothing moved at all. So he said, look, I'm sorry guys, I just couldn't do it, but I have got an idea. Just let me go around the back of the straw house, and yes, you'll see, I'll get this sorted, you know, don't worry, the house will end up just completely flattened, you know. So he went around the back of the house, and a couple of minutes later there was like the smoke coming up. And all of a sudden there was blazing, the straw house was ablaze, and yeah, he had lit the house. And the owner of the straw house wasn't too impressed. He said, I mean, the whole idea was that you know, you blow it in, then we can put it back together. Burning it, we didn't even mention burning. What are you doing, you idiot? And get rid of him, even though he's your brother. I don't want to see him again. And they got rid of him. And they had to build another straw house, you see. And they thought, right, well, what are we going to do now? I mean, this is getting ridiculous. We've gone through so many actors, and, like, why don't you do it, Randolph? Why don't you dress up as a wolf and have a crack at blowing in the house, eh? And Randolph said, well, because it just wouldn't look right. How am I going to answer the door if I'm also the wolf knocking on the door, you see? How's that going to work? And he said, good point. And Randolph was one of the more intelligent, you see. But anyway, it was a fiasco. Eventually they found a wolf through another agency, turned up, and they got things worked out, you know. And they travelled around Europe for years performing the play, and then they moved on to a big book deal and all that. And children over the ages have been instructed in the proper manner about the correct building materials to use in areas where there's lots of wolves, isn't there? And how fascinating that is. Thanks for watching my latest video. Please rate it. A big hi to Centennial Wrinkle, right? Go and check out his channel. Fascinating channel. Thanks a lot. Even better, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.